Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. What makes a good melody? How do you write a good melody? Well, it's not just about top lining over a chord progression. There are centuries old techniques for melodic composition that we can use today. It took me like 10 tries to get that introduction down because this is a complicated thing. And it shouldn't be complicated, should it? Because melody is the absolute foundation of music. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. Melody incorporates pitch and rhythm to create meaning. Let's take a look at what I'm talking about. All right, follow this journey. Two things. Melodies have terrain, that is the scale they live in, and they have direction. My teacher called the direction vector, but it could be, I don't know, you could call it almost anything. I'll use the word vector because it's borrowed directly from math, and in a way, it frees us from some of the older conventions of music theory. So let's talk a little bit about the terrain. I'm going to set my terrain for this melody as C minor. Harmonic minor. That's my terrain. I'm going to be walking around a landscape defined by those stepping stones, okay? So my first vector is going to be an ascent. Here we go. But was it a direct ascent? No. Almost every good vector has to have a certain amount of resistance, right? If I just went up a scale, it would be a scale and wouldn't be that interesting. Up, no, I come back. That vector, that ascent, has very strong notes and weaker notes. We say that the strong notes are essential tones. And to my ear, the C is an essential tone, and so is the D. Just hear the way it pushes to the D. This C here, not an essential tone. This F, not an essential tone. This G isn't, but that one is. And then we have this lovely melody. Which I'm going to say the important motion of it is probably just that top D. Let's get rid of all these notes. These are my essential tones. C, as the central starting place, is the home note of the scale, and the other two notes are the two strongest notes from the 5 chord, the G, the root of the 5 chord, and the D, its fifth. Harmony came out of the power of melody, and the power of melody comes from the essential tones of the melody. Melody is embellished and given shape by its non-essential tones, by its passing tones, but the essential tones give us important information about the harmonic language. Do we need the chords? Probably not. Your ear might have already heard those chords. Let's go on. We'll do another one. What if I choose an axis and say my vector really is right around that axis? It can be a powerful tool for writing scenes that are static but have little moments of tension, right? clearly, if we have vector as part of our syntax, as part of our musical language, and we have axes as part of our musical language, we might be able to combine two vectors or two axes, right? I think that's probably a smart thing to try. So let's go ahead and set an axis on D and set an axis on B flat. Let's have a vector that ascends around the D, and let's have a vector that descends around the B flat. And for my scale, I'll just use a D natural minor. Make it fairly easy to hear. After improvising around these ideas for a while, I might go in and remove notes from the melody that I came up with, looking for essential tones and then asking myself the question, can I ornament that essential tone in a way that's more effective? I'm thinking about these things when I'm writing good melodies, and frequently I'll write a melody without thinking about chords and only harmonize it afterwards. There's any number of solutions to any melody, as I'm sure you must realize, when you're harmonizing good melody. Well, I hope this has been useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ding the bell. You'll be notified when I'm doing another video. Meanwhile, I'll see you next time.